Welcome to. Oh, go ahead. No, you go.
Welcome to a very special episode of Who Am I to Join Podcast?
Yes, it is our first live as well, so we're very excited.
So please bear with us with our technical
Yes.
situation. As you can see, we are sitting
and we're late.
Okay.
We have a third purpose, and we have a very special introduction for this person. Shall I? It was the year 2000 when three quirky, nosy, and fun Black girls were placed in Miss Bird's third grade classroom. It was fate, some may say. But somehow Alexis, Kortney, and Samantha found each other and banded together. Throughout this fateful third grade year, the three made many memories. Some included getting yelled at for talking too much in class, fighting about who's closer to the other, or having sleepovers where we rode Kortney's Great Danes. However, that year, the three formed a bond that would last over 20 years. From countless phone calls to breakups and cross-country moves, we have been by each other's sides through it all. Please welcome to the pod our tres amiga best friend, Kortney.
Thanks, everybody.
We are so excited to be here. Yes. How do you feel being? I guess you're our second guest, but how do you feel about that?
I'm nervous.
Okay.
I love this because this is a lot. I
get that,
but it's really exciting. I love being a listener of Who Am I to Judge?
He is a fan of the pod.
Yes. Since day one.
Yay! Well, we're happy to have you. We know you'll be fun and funny and just yourself, so we're happy. Today, well, who's on trial? I guess, what do we want to talk about today?
Well, I feel like it's appropriate for us to talk about friendship and stuff, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely are celebrating Juneteenth as as just being three Black women.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just want to say happy Juneteenth to everybody, and I hope that you're celebrating and knowing that you are Black and beautiful, okay?
And free. That's the main thing, right? Yes.
I did want you to tell us about how you get presents.
For Juneteenth.
No, I don't get presents, but I was just saying, when we were chilling here, I was saying to Samantha, what did I say? I was like,
I have to tell Julia what I
want. Oh yeah, I was like, I need to tell Julia what I want for Juneteenth. And then she was like, you get stuff for Juneteenth? I'm like,
I forget you get you get something for Juneteenth and Black holidays.
And then I was like, well,
from Julia all the time?
Not all the time, but I feel like it just be one day I said it as a joke, oh, I need da-da-da-da for Martin Luther King Day or something. And then she was like, and then she got it. And then it was oh, this is funny. And then it was just oh, okay, we're actually just going to keep this going. So I asked for unlimited, you need to be available to me all day today. And then I called this morning at 8 a.m. and she missed the call. And so then I was like, okay, so now I want a bottle of red wine. And she said it'll be there when I get back.
Asking for repercussions.
Well, you didn't give the gift, okay? You didn't give the gift at that point, at 8 a.m.
One time at 8 o'clock in the morning.
You didn't pick up, so the gift is not void at that point. It didn't get the gift. But wait,
I just think it's so funny.
I feel especially on this Juneteenth day, it's going to be fun to talk about Black friendships and people being in units of Black people, as a group of friends, because I feel that's so special and it's so unique. And I also find that I have met a lot of
Julia.
Oh, what did Julia say?
It doesn't count. I was asleep.
Thank you.
It was 8 o'clock in the morning.
Look, you gotta be up. She goes to sleep before me, so it's you need to be up. But anyway, I feel I've met a lot of Black people in my life who did not have a close Black friends growing up. So I feel that it's just gonna be very special to talk about that today.
Yeah.
I feel a good icebreaker question would be, and I guess we can open this up for anyone, is how would you describe our friendship dynamic? I'm curious.
And also
Now?
I guess you can take it however you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
It definitely has changed, right, over time since you've known each other since third grade. So
And also, like, a question too is like, what do you think makes, like, why have we been able to stay friends for so long? And then we're just such, like, we truly are like a trio. Like,
Yeah.
like, for some reason, like, our little friendship just has,
Like, survived.
yeah,
And we're so different.
we are so
I
different.
feel like that's a big reason why.
So yeah, how would you describe it?
Okay, well, I would say, like, I feel like I don't know. I guess starting at the beginning. So
Okay.
I don't have a lot of memories of, like, when we were younger.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I refer to both of you because my memory stopped, like, a couple years ago.
Okay. Okay, then now, as like adults, which you can remember, how would you describe it?
I mean, I think it's really, I feel like it's the first, like, relationships that I've had where it's just like I can count on and depend on these people no matter, like, how long it goes without talking.
Absolutely.
Which I feel like, especially, like, since we mostly have lived in different places, it's not like, oh, do you want to come over? Like, we're hanging out constantly.
Right.
Absolutely.
It's just like, maybe I've talked to you, I don't know, 5 times this year. And it doesn't really feel any different. It's just like, okay, catch me up on the things that I missed.
Absolutely.
And I'll make sure that, like, we're, like, you know, getting back to, I don't know, regular conversation or something.
Yeah.
Although that is something that I feel like I have tried to work on. I think we've all tried to work on, like, just, like, trying to stay in more communication. It's nice to know that it's not, like, necessary to know that you guys are there for me and I'm also there for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I also think things come in waves too with relationships. I feel like there's times where I've talked to you every day for a while, and then and I'm like talking to Samantha sparingly for like years ago, and then it's like there's times where I'm talking to Samantha every day, and then you sparingly, and so I feel like things come in waves, and it's interesting. I don't know like what changes that, you know, what makes it so that like for 1 year you're talking all the time, then the next year it's like different. I don't know. But I feel like it also comes in waves. I feel like the change in dynamic. What are your thoughts, Samantha?
Yeah, I think that I agree. Like the waves of like over the years, obviously, it's like, you know, things change and shift or whatever. But I was telling Alexis last night that I think it's just so interesting, like how we're just really connected. Like your birthday is October 11th. Kortney's is October 15th.
Yep.
Like they were literally born like
isn't that crazy?
the
Same week.
And then like a month later I come and it's like and then like I was telling Alexis too, I was like, then me and you, like y'all are like kind of twins just because you're born on the same week.
That's so funny.
And then me and you, I feel like are just like twins in a like the same tribe or something.
Yes, people always used to say like, "Oh my God, are you guys sisters?"
Yeah, like we talk similarly.
And I feel like when you were younger, y'all looked kind of alike. Like, I don't know, like same skin tone. Y'all both had like long hair. I feel like y'all both like, I don't know.
And then me and you are just locked in like sisters. So it's just like we're all just like able to just.
So what do you think attracted each other? Like, what attracted us to become like friends?
Initially?
Yeah, maybe initially, or even just like. Do you think our personalities are like mesh well? Like, what is it that you think makes us to be a unit?
I think we let each other be ourselves, like, and just like are just like, oh, okay, like this is the way that they're growing. And it also is interesting too. This is random, but like I don't have any tattoos. Like both of you guys are like tatted and pierced a little bit more than me. So it's just like it is funny. We're all really different, and we don't like. I don't feel pressured to like go get a tattoo because.
Okay.
But yeah.
I feel like one thing that like is very unique is people having friends that have started since childhood, you know, up until 31. especially because people change so much. Obviously we've seen each other change from 8 to 31. I'm just curious if we could, like, I don't know, talk about, like, I guess long-term friendships. I feel like it's kind of like a relationship in its own, like how you would look towards like a partner, and like you nurture that relationship. You like, you don't just throw it away at the sign of like difficulty. I feel like really being in a relationship for this long, I mean, this is the, like, besides my like immediate family, I would say the longest relationship I've had. Like I feel like there's something that's very special about it. I also think people sometimes, and we're kind of talking about this before, like privilege like romantic relationships over friendships, but I feel like this is just as worthy as like a romantic relationship, if not possibly more, because y'all have like know me for longer, and we've had to endure and like reconfigure and whatever, how it looks for longer. I don't know if y'all have thoughts about that. Just like long-term friendships.
I mean, I definitely have a lot of thoughts about long-term friendships. I feel like, especially at this age, like in your 30s, I feel like that's when you really start to like have to, well, I don't know. You can do this at any age, but I feel like for me at 30, I've just started to be like, okay, like my relationships aren't just about, I guess it's just about more than just like having a good time. It's like,
yes, woo.
Like it becomes like a real like, just becomes you're a little bit more selective, I guess, and like different things matter to you, and I guess like the pace that you're growing, can sometimes like be different from other people, and so you have to like make some hard decisions sometimes in friendships, and like, but yeah, I think that friendships are interesting.
I feel like you're kind of saying your priorities change, right? I feel like I remember distinctly when I was like right out of high school, we went to college, and then I was like, I don't kind of want to hang out with this like big group anymore. And I feel like you definitely like had this thought too. And I remember being like, why is it that I just don't like jive with the big like DMV group anymore? And I feel like it was like I was kind of quickly noticing that like in a friend, I want like depth, I want like vulnerability, I want loyalty, I want to feel like safe and secure. I don't feel like this with this big group. Like, it's not enough to just like go to U Street anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not fun enough. It's not worth it enough to just have the move and that fun time. Like, I actually get like more out of the depth of it. And I feel like that's kind of what I'm hearing from you is like, your priorities change when you're 30. Like, at 30, you kind of want something that's more, I guess, yeah.
And I'm not doing like, I don't go out that much in terms of like going to like the club or anything like that. So it's like, yeah, I'm doing different shit. My priorities are different. And just honestly, my energy level is. Yes. I saw like
so it's real.
Like, I went out once and like I'm recovering for 6 months from going out.
That's how it feels. It really does.
Yes, I know, Kortney. I feel like you like were the first one to like pull away from like the big friend group of like. I just feel like I remember you being like, "This is not my like." I just like I'm not trying to hang out with these people anymore. Or in this.
Well, I feel like
absolutely.
I feel like I was never really part of the big friend group. Like I was invited because I was friends with y'all, and I'd be like, okay, when I feel like hanging out, I'll go. But it was never like, oh, like Kortney, come on, like from the rest of these people. But I think what's important now is just, I guess the transition is like you find your people. Like there's nothing wrong with these people. That's true. It's just like they were not my people, and like they're great. They found like strong relationships with other people, and so have I. It's just never.
And you come into yourself a little bit more. Like I feel like we have a unique situation where we went to school with a lot of the same people from literally
Our
lifetime, yes.
Yeah, so like to high school, and then like around college is when we kind of dispersed out and had different relationships and stuff. And I feel like too, like for me, college, like the people that were at Syracuse were just like, I love the Black community. Hey, Darvin. You know what I'm talking about. So we stayed in, we kind of kept our circle really tight, because it was just like, so my friends were really when I came home, like it was like, okay, now I'm with my friends, and I do feel like I have had like, and I don't know if it's because my Jupiter is in Libra, and it's in my 11th house. So like the 11th house is about like friendships and blah blah blah. So I feel like I've been like really lucky in my friendships where I've been able to, I've met really good people, like when I go to different cities. This is after college. But I'll say like, and also I feel like my personality is just able to meet people where they're at. Like, not saying that y'all can't do that, but just saying that like, it's just like, okay, like, I'm here for the party vibes sometimes, and then like I can be here for the chill vibes. Like I can really, I mean, now not so much because like now I don't go out as much, but
you're like chameleon.
Yeah, which is probably maybe a part of my trauma. But it is a little bit chameleon, and also just allowing people to just be where they're at and like. But I feel like I know, and I feel like as I'm getting older, you're not. Haven't been able to. I've been more selective, like at that, like it's like okay. I feel like all my friends are, we're all growing and stuff, but there's like a level of something that like, okay, can I put up with this, or like, like should this person be like in my close circle of friends that I share these things? Like I've had to be real about.
So right now, like, what are the things you're not willing to tolerate? I'm just like curious.
You always have a list. Alexis, like, let me pull out my notebook.
Because I hear what you want. So like, what are things that like at this age you're like, I can't have this.
Accepting me as who I am. Like I really need, like that's what I feel like. I appreciate you guys. So it's just like you guys accept me just for who I am. I feel like. Another thing is growth, like being on like a similar trajectory in terms of like maturity and growth. And it's crazy because you think that like, with romantic relationships, it's like, if this person isn't growing or like, emotionally mature, it's like, it's hard to work. And I'm realizing like that it's a similar thing with friendships, where it's like, eventually it comes to this point where like it's a relationship, you're dealing with people, things are going to happen, so it's like, are you like reasonable enough, or like just again where a person is at, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not like it's a terrible thing, but it's just like where I'm at right now is like talking about things calmly and like sharing, being able to like share your feelings, and yeah,
people can't do that or out your life, I guess. I
feel like it's an evil laugh. I feel like people, I mean, I feel like things have been happening naturally for me. Like I try not to stress about it too much, although it is uncomfortable. Like shifts in relationships, like are inevitably uncomfortable, and I think especially because we've been all friends for so long, it's like assume that like you're still gonna be close, and it's just like things like, shift and change.
Yeah,
and there's a little bit of grief there too. Like I'll say this, I'll pass it after this. I'll say like one of my good friends who I was really close with as a kid. You guys obviously know her, but I won't say her name. Like we were super tight. And like I got invited to like the wedding and stuff, and I wasn't able to go because like monetary stuff. And so I was telling my sister, I feel like, I wish I could still be close with this person. And like they got a baby now, and it's like it's kind of like I still.
I think I'm gonna type it. I'm gonna type it on my phone while Samantha talks. Jupiter's a little nosy bit.
I know, Jupiter like.
Right. What you talking about?
But
I think it's this person. But keep going.
Yeah, like I just feel like
makes sense why.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
Okay, so maybe we're not talking about the same person.
You were at that wedding.
Oh, you were at the okay. So I don't know who you're talking about.
We'll talk about it later.
Tight. Who are you talking about?
This is so bad.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Keep going. Keep going.
Alexis, I'm like, you know.
Okay, keep going. I get you.
But I guess I haven't talked to you about it. But anyway, just a friend that I was really
yes, you were.
Now it's like, and now it's just like, we still have love, but we've drifted.
Yeah.
Off. And I'm watching her live her real life, like having kids, getting married, like from a distance.
Absolutely.
And it's like, just being okay with that and still having that like love. I feel like it feel like there definitely is, some sadness.
I feel like, and that's a sign of maturity. I feel like too that you can like be happy for the person and love them,
and also there's time to drift back.
Yes,
like maybe it's just now that like you're in different places, but we have so much time left.
Yes,
I
feel like seasons, right? Like things go through seasons. I feel like also just like maturity plays a big part in being able to sustain a type of friendship like this, and just long-term friendships in general, because it's like, I don't know, like I feel like I've had experiences, I'll leave it at that, where like I feel that sometimes people are quick to like throw away something if there's like a little bit of difficulty or disagreement. And I don't know. I guess I'm curious, like we've fought before, like, we've been annoyed with each other before. We've gone through everything, like jealousy, all the bad things you could think of. And it's like murders. Like, no, I'm joking. Like, I was like, I'm like making it sound bad. I'm like, there's good things. There's good things, but I'm just saying, like, we've, since you're 8, like being 8 years old, we have gone through things, and it's like, what has made it that we don't like throw this away? Because I'm sure like we were immature at times too, and we still have growth.
I want to speak.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I feel like I specifically have created a lot of like tension, maybe.
Ooh.
Or like not tension, but like
yeah.
So I was like a mean kid. Like I don't know, an episode of my life where I was a mean kid, and then I went through like a very strange relationship process in both situations. I feel like, and many more. But I feel like you guys are like, Kortney, like what's going on? Like you're kind of treating us not like the friends that we are. And I feel like it was honesty that was really like beneficial in both of those times. Yeah, like you guys literally were like, we have to talk, and like it's hard to hear, but I feel like eventually you're just like, okay, like these are people that I know care about me. So like I need to listen and kind of like think about what path I'm going down right now. And like, do I want these people in my life or do I not want these people in my life? Like these are kind of the choices that you have to make.
Yeah.
And specifically for me, like literally those were great instances in my life where you guys were like, come on, let's go.
I love that for you. We love you. Honest, yeah. It's interesting. I feel like, and I think maybe it's just a blessing that like we were able to be that honest. Danielle joined. Hi, Danielle. When we were able to like, I think it's beautiful that we were able to be so honest at such a young age and direct, because I find that like if you don't have those experiences at some point in your like youth or formative years. As an adult, when you have a difficult situation with a friend, it can turn to like, well, I'm done, I'm canceling them out. You know, it's like you don't see the other ways you can like attack the situation. No.
We were probably like 16 in high school, but then also we were younger, like
I'm thinking middle school.
Yeah, like middle school.
Yeah.
Like these were like, I guess they were kind of like adult-ish conversations. But I'm sure they, you know, coming out of little kids' mouths, like, it's not fair for you to like not invite me. Like we're friends.
Yeah,
Treat
yeah.
me like your friend.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like,
that's funny.
But important, right? Because I feel like if you don't, you're freaking out. You're in like survival mode when you get in this bad situation with a friend as an adult.
And I think it's also important too to like, for the person that's bringing the things up, like it can be really scary, you know. Like
that's true.
I'm actually like surprised as like at our bravery at such a young age.
You must have trusted each other.
Yeah, I feel like. I mean, I do feel like I was more rambunctious or like you know, something as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because now I get more scared to like bring something up. When, like then, who knows what my process is? Like, I'm gonna do it. I don't know what.
I don't know, but I mean, I don't know. I think I agree though. I feel like I'm more selective with my friendships, and as an adult now, when I was in Austin, it was just like, okay, the people that I'm like pouring into are the people I'm like, I couldn't want to talk to after I leave Austin. I just have no interest in like hanging out with people I know I'll never talk to again, basically. And I kind of feel that way in New York. Like I'm meeting people and like, you know, people that are like, oh, do you want to hang out again and stuff? I'm like, okay, yes. Like I want to intentionally like make sure this is a, you know, long lasting friendship that we can actually be vulnerable in rather than just for funsies type thing.
I guess we should clarify, like, new friendships are still
absolutely
like you don't have to be friends for decades.
Yes, we need that.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Like,
I'm so grateful. Yeah, I'm so grateful for the new friends that we've made. You know, like it's so. I feel like I'm actually in a place where I am like okay, like I'm about to probably meet some new people in my life. Like I can feel that happening.
One thing I feel like I've noticed, like just like some adults just don't have friends. Like I don't know. I feel like that's like it's true. Like I feel like people really do privilege their like romantic partner over everything else. That is their like everything. It's like that is the person I hang out with every weekend. That's the person like if we're gonna do something during the week, what do we do? That's like if I'm not with my family, I'm hanging out with my partner and their family. Like, you know, it's like they don't have friends outside of their partner.
I think yes, that. And also, people just don't have friends. Like even
that's real.
Even if you don't have a partner, somebody else to hang out with, like friends, it is sad.
That's what I'm saying. Like this type of thing is rare. Like,
to really value, friendship is real. Like when you said going back to relationships and like prioritizing romantic relationships over, you know, like just your platonic friends. Like I definitely feel like it's so interesting, like how as a culture sometimes that can happen. Like
I think you always say like as a culture we like privilege it, right? I feel like you talk about that in your Love Addicts.
Yeah, it's just like love is just like the goal, like you know, and it's just that, and like I get it, like I get like. And I think it's just like those feelings that you have when you're with a lover. It's like you are cuddling and kissing. Like there's so much like emotions, and it is like a high, you know. So, and then when I feel like when you're with your friends, it's like a different kind of like high. But I love that you, Alexis, talk about like how you cuddle with your friends, like and like like I feel like it's so important. Like when me and Soleil are here together, it's just like yes, like let's have our like legs touching sometimes or whatever. Like,
well, they can just be just as not intimate in that way, but like just as intimate and like sweet and fun and like valuable. You know, it's not everything to just have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Like
I literally. Like having a boyfriend or girlfriend, it's like it happens sometimes, and like sometimes it goes whatever.
You gotta be okay with just
right?
All like
right.
right.
The real
Exactly.
My health, my finances, like, you know, it's just like,
yes.
It's not like it's a constant.
It also just sounds like a miserable existence to just have like only one person that you do everything with and they're everything to you.
That is
miserable. You don't need to have a lot of friends. Like if you have solid. And even if you have like a romantic partner and have like another good friend or like a couple friends, you just don't want to put all your eggs in this basket.
I love that you keep saying lover. What is this? Why won't you say boyfriend or girlfriend? My lover.
My partner in life.
Yeah, what are people saying?
Foster friendship, like
word.
Oh, with people at work?
Yeah,
work.
It's funny because work is like, it is hard at work. Because I'll say, okay, let me be careful. I'm like, forget.
Yeah, because you got a job.
It's like me and this person have the capacity to be friends. We want to be friends, you know? Like, but okay, first of all, friends is a very strong word. Like,
especially with people that you work with. Yeah, exactly. We're gonna take it slow.
So it's like, again, I do see like this circle of like, okay, you have your circle, and then it like broadens out to these people. And like, you know, work friends can be in there, but you obviously are. I think as you're developing work friends, you're testing their trust and their integrity. You're seeing what this person is about, how they move, so you know what you can say to them.
Come on,
you can't say to them whatever. And so I feel like, and then not even off that, it's like we have a mission to do together. We have to work together.
Yeah.
Like you have to do your job, and you're making like, you know, like it's just if we're not getting if we're butting heads on that point, it's hard to like be like, you're annoying me. Should the like, do I want to be like, we can't even keep whatever.
Yeah.
So I feel like at work has to be super natural, you know.
But I also think there's a point, and I don't know, Kortney, I'm curious of you speaking about this too. Like, I feel like all the friends that I've made at work that have become like vulnerable, honest, like I still talk to this day. I had to like put myself out there a little bit, like, you know, like whether that's like going to their, at that time, classroom, but it could be office, like, and just like talking for like 5 minutes, even though it's kind of weird. And they're like, why are you here? Just be like, hey girl, how's your lunch going? Oh, what are you eating? Oh my God, I have this. Maybe tomorrow we can get You know, it's like, I feel like it's a little bit of putting yourself out there, and then once you do, organically they'll find that like, oh, this is the thing we do. We like stop and chat. Okay, then maybe we can actually talk about personal stuff. Then we can start gossiping. Then we can start, you know, maybe we can get drinks. Maybe we can go to a happy hour after, you know, but I feel like one thing I've learned as an adult is that like new friendships, you have to like put yourself out there. It's not, no one's gonna, unless they're like the most outgoing person, gonna just like naturally always come up to you. You have to like put yourself out there.
Yeah,
I mean, about that,
yeah. What you think about that, Kortney? Kortney's girl, right? Okay, she gotta talk.
Yes. I feel like it's a little bit more. I feel like it's a little bit easier to make friends in the restaurant industry, just because like people are moving around all the time, and people just have this, like, you're already talking all day, so you just are continuously talking to the person next to you, and you have something in common. It's really easy to meet people in the restaurant industry. Also, like, there's like a culture afterward to like go out.
That's right.
So it's like you kind of have things already.
Food,
Communal. Yes, it's already a communal space,
like a built-in situation.
But I have encountered an incredible amount of people where it's just like you have this like vibe or whatever, and then all of a sudden they like say something, and you're just like, wow. Like, this is really interesting. So I feel like I don't know. It's been like kind of a roller coaster, but I feel like the last couple of jobs that I've had, I've been able to really actually meet and get to know my coworkers. And I think it is the same. Like, it starts off like, do you want to hang out? Like, just us outside of work, and it's kind of awkward. And it's like,
exactly.
What are we talking about that's not work?
Yes, exactly.
Like, what are we gonna do? And then you have to be like vulnerable and be like, okay, I'm gonna kind of tell you a little bit about me.
Exactly.
Tell me about you. And then we're gonna like feel this out. But it's really nice. Like, it's just like a constant practice, I guess. But
absolutely.
It's fun. Like,
absolutely.
It's really rewarding.
And I'm so proud of you, Kortney. It's like, you know, I think it's also, we've gone to different states and like, you know, we've made like a lot of friends in our different states. And I just feel like, yeah, I just think that like you said, like you will hear somebody like, oh shit, like you're actually like that drunk to work. Like luckily, I'm thinking about more so Kortney, because Kortney was in Miami.
Yeah, Miami, I guess. Not Florida.
Yeah. Kortney just came home from Miami.
We're so happy she's with us.
You know, you're coming into contact with all types of people. So it's just like, you know.
I just feel like as an adult, it's not as easy as a kid where like everyone's, you know, first day of school. So it's like there is a point of like, you have to just like put yourself out there.
The way we used to make friends, like I would make a friend at the beach.
Right? Exactly.
How did we meet them? Like it was just like, hey, like come over, like almost like walked up to them.
I don't know. I would love to see. I feel like it's really just like, do you swim? Yeah, let's get in the water. Yeah. And then it's like at that point you're friends.
Vacation friends. Yeah. So like I used to. I don't know how we did that. So yeah, it's definitely harder.
Especially the opposite. Because I didn't really make friends when I was younger. I had like y'all. That's basically it. And I was just like, I'm not interested. and like hanging out. And now it's just like, okay, yeah, like we can try. And then, you know, I'll see if you actually want to be my friend or
I'm really happy like the friends that you've made like in like recent years. Because like, yeah, it does. It is like, you know, am I gonna meet like any like good friends? You know, it's just like, yes, you can.
Absolutely. And it's just been important for me. I mean, this is kind of like a shift, but to have like a group of Black friends. Like, I don't know. I just feel like
it is important.
I feel like that's something I've always known was important, but I realized it truly is so unique. Like, we're so lucky we're from the DMV area, because I'm like, there are so many Black people who's like, you know, group of Black friends came as adults, or they're still looking for it because they were not from a Black area, you know? And right. And I just feel like, even just like, I don't know, living in Texas, and like, I remember so many times I was just like, I just need to go home for a weekend and hang out with some Black people, because there's just a different level. I don't know what it is. Like, sometimes I just hear someone say something, or I'm just like, that's not funny. Like, I don't find this to be funny. I don't care about this type of conversation. I don't know what it is, but it's just like, there's a level of like, okay, yeah, they're not like judging me to it in a way that I feel like you might. I don't know. I just think it's really important as a Black person to have a group of like solely Black people friends.
I agree. Yeah, I too.
Where we were, I guess for people who don't know about the DMV, like it's like specifically like Prince George's County area. Like when we were growing up, you would drive around and not see white people. So like we saw white people at school,
right?
But
Black
neighborhoods,
yeah, and like really nice houses. People had really great jobs.
Yes.
Like their parents were like doctors and lawyers.
Yes.
Like I don't want to say the Huxtables.
But the show.
But like the show is trying to portray. Yeah. People had jobs. People had jobs, y'all.
But it was, you know, it was like middle to upper class Black people.
Yeah.
I was rarely a minority, like the only Black person in.
Rarely.
That rarely happened. I'm like thinking maybe like at CNC or something. I was like,
yeah, that's true.
But like even my dance
in their like little towns,
right?
They would have different little towns where it's like, oh, Bowie's kind of like a white place.
Bowie, yeah. But yeah, like there is a good amount, and then DC is right here, where it's like
used to be
all
Black people.
Yes, chocolate city. Like,
Chocolate City, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so we are so. I mean, we're so blessed to be around Black people, and then to be around Black people that are like, doing well off and just seeing these examples and like whatever.
Yeah, and just being able to then go to school and make friends with like a bunch of little Black girls. Like, it's like, it's just different. It's just I just think it's very powerful. I think it's very good. And there's a lot of people I feel like I met as adults who it's just like, oh, you don't have this. Like, and like, I feel bad for you.
So different.
Girl, yes.
Like a white area. That's literally everywhere else.
You wouldn't have a blonde haircut
like
right
in
now,
a Black area where like,
I might by this time in my life, in my 30s, maybe I found myself.
Maybe.
Found you guys in the world.
Yeah.
I'm just like, we definitely, I feel like I'm really realizing, like, we are like together in lifetime. I feel like we were together in the past, so, like, I think we are going to find each other in our lifetime.
Wow.
Just the way that y'all were born on the same week.
We're like, are you ready?
I know, right?
We're going back out there.
Y'all are both a little bit more like, again, like the tattoos and the piercings.
Oh my God.
Like, I was like, okay, like, fine.
Yeah, we're like, come on, Samantha. It's our time to go back out into the world.
I was like,
you're like,
22 on this movie Saw. Like, I'm just like, do I want to go to this world? And then, I came, and it was just like
crazy.
Yes, I really am grateful for my life and our friendship and being Black. Thank you, God.
Yes,
I am so happy to be Black
on this Juneteenth day.
Yes.
Another holiday that's coming up at the end of the summer.
Yes.
The what?
And your first.
Yes, the first annual holiday.
What?
Bring our folding chairs.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
I'm sorry. I wrote it down.
This is hilarious.
You all know what we're talking about.
Oh, the Alabama boat fight.
Yes.
Oh my God, the anniversary, the 1 year anniversary of that.
I've seen like more clips coming out.
Alabama sweet tea party holiday.
Oh my God.
So like, I remember when that video came out and just busting out laughing. Yes. I like showed my mom, and it's like the man swimming from like the other side to like, it was just like immediate like, oh, I know what this is. Tim. Yes, like,
oh my God,
there was no questions needed to be said.
I was so proud.
Yeah, I was
like,
proud.
The chair.
Yes, and when those Black women came over to fight that white woman because the Black guy was just like, I'm not about to do this. And they were like, we will.
I do feel like there's a different mentality in the South. Like, I literally thought about that. I was like, Southern, like, Black, like, I feel like kinship is just especially against white people. I feel like it's like, exactly. It's like, they need to ask a question about what happened, and they immediately assumed it was like, oh, we need to go and fight. Like, it's like,
that's what I want. More of that. Yeah.
Yes, more of that, please. Yes, more of that. Just what would you call that? Like, it's like having each other's backs. Like, I guess there's a word. Yeah,
being there, just fucking
down.
Just know what the fuck it is, y'all. Like, oh my God, somebody in a meeting said the most dangerous person to me is a Black person that doesn't realize I forget what the exact word she said, but like that they are oppressed. Like, that like thinks that like white people are for them or like whatever. He's like, that is the most dangerous person. Like somebody that looks like me that doesn't get it. And I'm just like,
it's scary. It's scary because like I've talked to some people, and I mean, it's really sad because yeah, I feel like I don't know, I've just had conversations throughout my adult life with people where I've realized like, oh, yeah. They're just like, they might not think that we're not on the same page.
I'm just like, one thing that I have learned to surrender is just like, people are on their journey. Like, more of that, please. Yes. Like, I feel like us having these conversations and like just saying these things and whatever. I just have to trust that they will wake up. You know.
I think for me, as an adult, one thing I'm learning is that like to have a meaningful friendship with someone deeply, where I can be like my full self, they have to have some type of critical consciousness. Like they have to have some type of understanding that like capitalism is bad for Black people, that you know, there's many like intersectionality. They have to understand certain things, or like I can't really see, we can't go too far because like eventually we butt heads.
Yeah.
And it's okay to butt heads, but it would be in a way of like values.
Values, exactly. I think shared values are definitely important. Just like what Kortney was saying, like somebody saying something that's like, whoa, like you like, you know, like from politics as crazy as Trump to like what you're saying, like that you're, you know, not, I don't know, you don't realize that capitalism looks like that for Black people. Like just stuff like that. But I agree. It's definitely...
It's interesting how so many things are on the table once you become an adult. Like, you know, that like didn't matter when you were a kid.
It's like,
right.
You can't go there.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's so interesting.
And I think, again, there's just levels to friendship. There's like you, I'm learning you are like the protector of your heart and yourself. Like, and so I feel like just learning about people and knowing like how far you're willing to like go with this person, or, you know, what Normani said, I gotta love you.
So what would it take? I mean, not that like we're planning a friendship breakup, but like then what? Like I'm hearing all these. What would it take for this to be like done?
I mean, for us,
because I'm like values could change.
I have people that like I really appreciate this question from one of my friends. They were just like, I'm ready to go to therapy with your ass. And you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like that's like the level that like, I can't imagine that. And if anything was to happen, I would want to go to therapy together. Or like, you know, just do everything in my power to whatever I would be. Yeah, I just can't imagine that happening just because.
Yeah, that's very, I also cannot imagine that happening. I was thinking in my mind, I was like, this is probably what people think of when they think of like marriage. When they're like, you got to stay with somebody through, what is it? Like,
different things, sickness and health, all those, yeah.
And I literally think about it, I'm just like, there's no way like I can marry somebody and just be like, okay, well, however you change is fine with me. But I feel like that about you guys because I have like faith and trust that
you're not gonna
it'll
be
be
crazy.
okay. But even if you are crazy, I'm like, all right, maybe I get crazy, or we reel it in. Like, which
we have a real talk, yeah.
And I think the difference between romantic and platonic is like we have our free, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not,
that's true. Like, we're not like bound together.
Like,
you have your separate lives.
Yeah, so you're like being whatever, like, you know, just doing thing. But I agree. I think I agree with like the sentiment of just like, yeah, I can't imagine that happening. I would do everything in my power to not let that happen. Like y'all, like something that I'm realizing is like I have like sisters, but I'm like chosen family. Like for real. Like as I get older, I'm just like, okay, like that's like this real like adult shit, you know? And just like
that's true.
Especially as life gets realer and realer, you know, it's just like it's
I
only
think
gonna
that's
get
part of
more
being an adult. Like it's that you can weather kind of storms. Like, you know, like you understand. Well, I feel like you come in with the understanding things will change because that's just how life is. And that's not the end of the world. Like, you know, we will get through it. I think that's part of being an adult. You have the maturity to like understand that.
Or embrace it.
Or like,
maybe
it's good. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I don't know, I just think I'm learning, I just feel like that's just such a rare perspective. And so like,
and I'm like
it's
also
nice
expecting like, not expecting, but like I know you guys we're all gonna continue to grow and change. Like I know like motherhood and stuff is like on the table, you know, and like, you know, wanting
all of us, I feel like motherhood is on the table. Yeah.
Maybe, I guess.
Eventually.
We'll see if God wills it for my life. But yeah, like I think that I'm just expecting y'all to grow, and I'm excited for it. I will say, like, I will end on like there are
Alexis giving the eyes.
I'm looking at the time too. I will just say that there are obviously limitations to like because I've had friendship breakups, you know, like I've had to, you know, and like Kortney said, like there are seasons. Life is long. Life like it's short, but it's also like, you know, like you never know. So, but yeah, I think again, just if the value system isn't like if we're not on the same page with like how we handle the conflict, how we handle certain things, and if I'm just not okay with that, and I feel like if the person isn't like interested in growing, it's like, you know, gotta love you from a distance.
No, I get that. You know? I think yes, I agree.
It's complicated too. I really want to foster my friendships better. Like it's time for me to welcome new friends. I definitely can like isolate sometimes and like, you know, stay in my little cozy cocoon. Like I am such a homebody, but I have to make space for it. So, and I'm happy Kortney's home. And
Kortney's back.
Yeah, so just
but then she'll be with me.
Yeah, I'm like, and then Alexis is in New York. Like, you're right up the street. Like, it's just like, I feel like I'm about to be outside.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
I mean, just so love.
I love that. Well, thanks everyone for listening.
Yes.
Hope you enjoyed the special dose of the pod.
Yes.
And Kortney will be back.
Yes. Oh, Kortney definitely will be back. Yes, we are introducing the trio.
Yes.
Officially. So yeah, can't wait for that. Make sure you email us at whoamitojudgepod@gmail.com, and you can send us to like, you know, maybe like something happened in your life and you want us to like give us to like, you know, us to give our opinion on it or something like that. Yeah, just send us anything. We love you, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
See ya.
Bye. If you like us, thank you so much for listening. Remember to email us your discussion topics at whoamitojudgepod@gmail.com. Also, remember to subscribe to Who Am I to Judge podcast on Spotify and everywhere you get your podcasts. If you love us, please rate us and review. And if you don't, leave us alone. Tell a friend to tell a friend. See y'all next week. Bye, friends.